Okay, hello everyone, it's me, Lynn Lee. I know, when was my last video? I have no idea, but I do apologize for the absence of the YouTube videos. I have a lot of excuses, but I don't have any more excuses because I finally got a ring light. It cost me about $100, which I think is definitely worth the investment just because now I have light to do my makeup. I have light because my bedroom light actually is very poor quality, and now I have proper light to do my videos, and I don't have to chase after the sun, the winter sun that is upon us in Sacramento, where it's so cloudy these days, and it's been raining too. Anyway, I just wanted to do a kind of a what I've been up to updating vlog, even though I haven't been up to much. I mean, I did turn 23, but my birthday was whatever. I just ate at Bowling Crowd with my best friends, and then the next day my best friend Callie took me to the ice cream museum, which was so cute. It's very Instagram friendly, so if you love to take pictures and post it on your IG, definitely go there. I don't really take pictures of myself that much anymore, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, I just wanted to get back into the film and the ring of things, the rhythm of things. I really don't know what I'm talking about anymore because I haven't filmed in so long, so I don't even know if this vlog is gonna make any sense. But anyway, aside from the fact that I turned 23, I also get ready for this. God, my body is so sore, but I did the Spartan race, and I can't believe it myself because when I was in high school, I used to walk the mile run, and I wasn't ever athletic, and going into college I was slowly starting getting into like gym and fitness, but I never considered myself as someone who would do a marathon or an obstacle course, and the Spartan run really tested my abilities. I would say that I was okay prepared for it. I mean, I do drink about 3 times a week, and I didn't go to the gym as often as I liked, and I feel like my upper body strength was really lacking. So there were some obstacles that I really couldn't do at all, such as the rope climb, the monkey bars, and pulling up the sandbag with the rope and pulling it down. I really couldn't do that one, and I probably could do it if I really trained way harder. So I am planning to do it again, maybe next year. We'll see where I am located first. But yeah, this is a pretty cool, this is pretty awesome actually, and I never got a medal in my life before, so this is a little hefty, has some weight to it, and I'm so proud of myself. Rarely am I ever proud of myself, but completing the Spartan race, I am really proud of myself, and it just goes to show that you are indeed stronger than you think you are. But anyway, my life is really lackluster. It's so dull actually. I just go to school, go to work, hang out with my sisters, and I actually think my little sisters are probably the most entertaining aspects of my life. They're so funny. I have 3 of them, and each of them have their own personality and their own quirks and their own sense of humor, and they're just like awesome. I think my little sisters are like the best things in the whole world. Well, aside from like my mom and my dog. Actually, before I continue on, I actually wanted to give a shout out to my friend Stephanie because she got me this really cute pineapple necklace for my birthday, and I really like it. As you can see, it's really dainty, tiny, and that's the type of jewelry that I like. I don't like anything really ostentatious, really extravagant, or like doing too much or anything extra. I really like simple jewelry, and I feel like when you have simple jewelry you can wear more of it. Just like I like wearing like really dainty rings, and you can really pack on like the midi rings and pinky rings if they're just really simple. But regardless, enough about jewelry. I just want to thank Stephanie for doing this and for mailing it to me. It's a really sweet gesture, and I really appreciate it. Her friendship is just so genuine and so soft and kind, and she's so funny. So I just want to thank her for that. And now I'm going to move on into the other half of this video, which is going to be me talking about some books that I've been reading. And I just wanted to share some parts of the book that I like, and hopefully it's kind of related to you. I feel like a lot of the books that I read, they have these really great quotes that I really relate to. And sometimes I share them with my friends, and my friends relate to them too. So I thought this type of video would be helpful to those who are kind of like too lazy to read or don't know what books to read. So I want to share some books, and hopefully it gets you back on the reading bandwagon, because literature is important, reading is important, and just growing your mind is so essential to being able to becoming a better person. Excuse all my stuttering and stammering. Like, I really haven't done a video in a while, so excuse my linguistic errors, and let's begin on the books. So the first book that I finished, and please remove any brand association that you have with this person and just kind of read the book for itself. So the book that I have is Khloe's book, Strong Looks Better Naked. And of course, you know, I do watch the show, but not anymore in its full content. I just watch clips of it on YouTube now. But you know, when I used to watch the show, I really thought that Khloe was the funniest one, the strongest one, and she is a badass. And reading this book, it's a little bit of an autobiography, but also about how she gets through her hard times. And it's a really fast read, and for some reason I read up to like 98% of it, and then I put it down because I started these books. You know how it goes. And a couple weeks ago I finally just read the last 2% of it, and I did find a couple of sections that I really liked, and I actually cried while finishing this book, because I think she was either talking about her dad or something about her family, and it just really struck a chord with me, and I was like crying in bed. But anyway, in the last part on page 196, the part that I accentuated with this little highlight thing, it's called "The Problem Is You." As upsetting this incident was, however, for both my mother and me, I learned an important lesson. I was the problem. My reaction was the problem. That really resonated with me, because it just made me think about a lot of things that I've done, and how I'm not close to certain people, and how certain people aren't in my life anymore. And you know, the problem is me. You know, I have so much to work on. I have years of therapy ahead of me that I haven't even attended yet, because, you know, insurance. But it's like, at least I recognize that, but it took me a long time to recognize, like, you know, I'm not perfect, and you can't expect others to be perfect as well. And sometimes when a friendship breaks apart, I'm just like, oh, like, it was them, like, they lied, they did this. And sometimes looking back, you kind of realize that you're the problem, and not everyone is at fault. And sometimes it may be half-half, but I think it's a very humbling experience to be able to realize that you fucked up. I mean, I fucked up, and that I messed up, I did wrong, it was my fault. And putting aside your pride and realizing that is a really good step to becoming a better person. So thank you for saying that, Khloe. And what was the other thing that I liked? Okay, another form of compassion is to stop taking everything so personally. You never know what's going on inside other people. When they behave badly, you need to understand that it probably has very little to do with you. They're dealing with their own shit and clearly not handling it well, and you shouldn't personalize it. It's not about you, it's about them. If you accept that, you'll be less reactive. And when you're less reactive, you make room in your heart for compassion. Remember, be kind. Everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. That one is very powerful, and it just made me think about how when I was going through my depression, and I was so angry at just everyone in general, because it's like, hello, like, don't you know I'm going through a hard time here? Like, why can't you be there for me? And I think it's very selfish, but you don't realize that in that moment when you're feeling so alone and you're just crying yourself to sleep, that your friends could be going through depression, or they could be going through some shit. They could... Okay, anyway, so before my camera cut me off because of the memory, I was just talking about how, you know, you could be going through a lot of stuff, and I know it's human to want someone to be there for you, but it's also kind of also important to realize that a lot of people are going through their own shit. And for me, that was a hard lesson. That was a very hard pill to swallow, because sometimes you just feel such intense emotions that you don't have the space to feel compassion for others. And I think when you kind of find that balance of being able to go through your own shit and being able to kind of console someone else too, I think that's a good step to becoming a better person. And that's definitely the step that I'm going towards, and I just know that it's going to be something I'm going to have to work on a lot for the rest of my life, maybe. But anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I really loved when she talked about her late father, Robert Kardashian. He seemed like an amazing father with really strong morals, and he passed on some really great lessons to Khloe. So if you're interested, definitely read it if you have the time. It's a fun read. It's very casual. Okay, next, another famous person. So Shane Dawson is someone I recently started watching this year, and I've watched so many of his videos. I really love his conspiracy videos. The one where he went vegan for a day and stuff like that. He's so funny. I love his self-deprecating humor, and it's something that you would definitely read in this. And although I didn't highlight anything, it was a really quick read, and I really liked it. And you know, if you have watched his videos, or maybe if you haven't, I think it's still a good read. It's so funny, and there are some parts that are a little bit emotional, but you know, that's almost everyone. Everyone has some emotional parts to them. And I remember reading one chapter, this is a little spoiler, but he talks about where he saw his grandma's ghost in the house. And I was reading that at maybe like midnight, and I was so scared after that. But anyway, I really like this. The title is called It Gets Worse, but I think for Shane's life, if you actually look at his life is getting better. And this kind of like tracks the progress of it. Even though he says it gets worse, it's probably just, I don't know, sarcasm. Okay, the next thing that I've been reading, or kind of rereading, is this called, it's this book called Reinventing Yourself, and it's basically about anxiety. I read it last year in 2016 and kind of have remnants of it in the back of my head, kind of remembering what it was about, but nothing hurts rereading a book, so I've been rereading it. And I just feel like I'm a really anxious person, so I think I should know more about it and just kind of make myself less anxious. So, as you can see, I have some stuff. Oh, can you see? I've highlighted some stuff. I'll go through a few because I feel like I talk too much. On page 20, he writes, "Very often we are convinced that we are made a certain way, and we feel it is impossible to transform ourselves." And I highlighted that because sometimes I think people are just like, oh, that's just the way I am. And I definitely vouched for that statement, maybe in college and in high school for sure. Like, that's just the way I am, that's just the way people are. Like, people are kind of like stone when it comes to certain things. And for me, I really don't believe that people change, which is kind of like a negative aspect of my perspective. But I don't know, I just think I've witnessed so much in my life, and it just goes to show that people don't really change. They just kind of become who they've always wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people become rich, like, they'll become snobby and arrogant, but that didn't come out of nowhere, you know? Like, people who are arrogant, who become more arrogant, always had a little bit of arrogance inside them, and whatever comes their way, fame, fortune, success, that makes the arrogance grow. So I don't think people really change. They just kind of show their true colors more. And this kind of made me think, like, people can change, but only if they really put their mind to it. And actions definitely speak more than words. Okay, I don't want to go through all of it because I'm going to be talking too much. And this video is going to be like 20 minutes long. Okay, let me talk about this book. It's called Baffled by Love by Lori Kahn. This book is probably the most significant out of all the books that I want to share with you. And I only have one more book to share with you. And it's because she has clients and she rotates between their stories. And she has various clients that all have different stories of abuse. And, you know, this book resonates with me so much because I don't know, you can feel alone when some bad shit happens to you. It makes you feel really unlucky, really unspecial. It's like, why? Like, why the fuck me? But then you read other people's stories and you're like, damn, like, I wasn't alone. And kind of makes you feel better about that terrible event that happened. So I'm going to read a couple of parts that I've highlighted, as you can see. This is about a client named Diana. As a child, Diana had no one to comfort her. She did not speak to anyone about her stepfather's nighttime visits. She mastered disassociation, disconnecting her from her body to escape her pain and fear. She survived years of abuse by checking out to avoid feeling overwhelmed by her distress. So that one really resonated with me because, you know, especially the part about the stepfather visiting her at nighttime. You know, my stepdad molested me, and it took me a long time to be able to kind of understand what was happening. And for a long time, I was disgusted with my body. I never wanted to do anything with it. Like, when I was younger, like, I couldn't even hold my two hands together because it just felt like his hands, you know? And I feel like I'm regressing because now it's happening again. Like, when I'm about to go to sleep, like, I have to sleep like a starfish. Like, I don't want any part of my body touching with me. And I feel like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Help me if you're a therapist. But anyway, I just really connected with what she's saying because, you know, you kind of feel like your body is your body anymore. You kind of feel like it's tainted and damaged. Okay, another one, it's about a client named Wendy. Wendy reminds me of those kids I knew when I worked in group homes who wore distrust like a badge of honor. They dared me to care about them. This kind of dare appeals to me. I remember the secret pride I felt as a child when I hid my pain and loneliness from others. A tough exterior covers a trove of hidden longings. Allowing someone to care can expose festering wounds. So I really relate to that one because I definitely do believe that I have a tough exterior and that it's hard for me to open up to people. But once I do open up to people, it's like a flood of baggage and so much painful memories. And it's like, bitch, are you really fucking ready for my shit? Because I don't think you're fucking ready for my shit. And, you know, I feel like it's so common. I think it's really common for a lot of people to have many walls up, but underneath all those walls and past those locked gates is a child, and it's just a very soft person, and it's someone who wants to be loved, someone who wants to be treated right. But, you know, you experience so much that you kind of realize that the world isn't full of love. The world has evil and evil people in it. And yeah, so that one made me really think about myself as well, and it feels good to know that I'm not alone and I'm not like crazy or anything. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the last one I'm going to share is about Wendy again. Secrets are a curse for abused children, but Wendy couldn't risk telling her mother or anyone else. She knew that she would not be believed. When a child dares to tell someone about their abuse and they're disbelieved, it's even more devastating. The child is more vulnerable to shame, less willing to turn to others for support and soothing in times of distress. The symptoms of post-traumatic stress are more pervasive. We speak of this as the trauma after the trauma. For Wendy, it was like playing double jeopardy with all the odds stacked against her. So that one really resonated with me because, you know, when I first told my mom about what happened, she didn't believe me. And I think that as a child, it really broke me. And it taught me what trust meant. And for my mom to not believe me, it made me not trust her. And I feel like I felt that I separated from her. Because it's like, I'm your child, why don't you believe me? But anyway, of course, that was in the past, and of course, I love my mom, I trust her completely, and it just goes to show that a lot of things that happen as a child really affect you as an adult because you carry that with you. And I think even if you're 25, 30, you're still carrying the memories and thoughts that you had when you were a child, and it really affects you. So anyway, I think this video is getting very long, and I will talk about this book when I finish it. So I hope you've been well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please let me know what you're reading and what you thought about the books that I shared. Bye.